All right, good morning, YouTube. It is Sunday morning, early. It's pretty rainy outside and gloomy, so I decided let's make a video. This plant that I got, this Monstera, originally came to us with a ton of root rot, and we just kept, picking the root rots off until all we got left was little tiny little roots that are almost non-existent. Uh, try to save it, and just finally decided to let's give this a try. So I keep it in this fish tank. It doesn't house any fish anymore, but this is what I've used to keep things growing. So originally these, you can see this plant is beautiful. It's just the way it is, but check that out. It grew. Like, I cut this. It used to be a bigger plant, so those are the other pieces. So it used to be a big plant, and I've had it in here, and I think it's starting to rot at the bottom. So I think I might. Yeah, this is why I do this once a week, just to get all that out, squeeze out all the excess moisture, and then re-soak it with a little bit of distilled water and 3% hydrogen peroxide. And yeah, but you can see, look at all those new roots coming out from this. I just gotta get those moss off. But yeah, this thing had that little guy sticking out, and I think it's pretty mushy, so that thing's probably time to be picked off. But it did grew new roots out of this this plant here. So I'll put this on the side here. It used to be a pretty big plant, but here's the one of the nodes that I cut off. You can see it's got a little tiny root coming out of there, which is nice. I don't know how well that shows up on camera. Let me try do that. So there's something sticking out there, so it's growing. So this has been the 4th week that I've had it in here, and it's doing quite well. I don't know, this one, I don't know, I haven't checked and see if it's growing anything, but doesn't look like it. I don't see anything new, but I'll keep trying. And yeah, so what I've done is I cut them into sections. I kept this part and stuck it in here for the last. It's week 4 now, so it's grown quite some nice roots. There's a little bit of black on the bottom there, so I might have to see. Yeah, it's rotted now, so I'm gonna have to. There, see, you can see that, but it did grow new roots, which is nice. So back to my daily routine. I'm gonna get all this stuff out, squeeze all the moisture out of it, and then re-soak it with new distilled water and hydrogen peroxide, and then yeah, put everything back in, and then we'll take you back until next week and see any kind of new progress is happening. So I squeezed out all the excess moisture in the moss. It's just a mixture of peat moss and perlite. That's what I just use. It's nothing special. So right now here I got some distilled water and hydrogen peroxide. I think I'm gonna put it in the Starbucks cup, or that into the Starbucks cup now rather than putting it in the tank. But I'm still gonna use the tank for these 2 pieces and see if I can get any more growth out of it, and just keep that light on at all times, and yeah, see how it goes, or see if I can get any more progress. But right now here I got some distilled water and some hydrogen peroxide. I'm just soaking some of the peat moss and perlite in there. You can buy distilled water, or you can make it yourself. All you need is a pot, and you just need something that has a curve in the middle, so as it boils, the steam goes up, hits the curved lid, and then it drops into a container in the middle, and you can make distilled water that way. Or you can just buy it, whichever is easier for you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm soaking this. I'm gonna squeeze it out, and I'm gonna put it onto that plant that's growing roots. I hope that root down there is gonna be okay. It is growing. This one down here, this brown one, it's completely like dry. It's like hollow, or yeah, it's not mushy, but it is. Oh yeah, it's kind of hollow. Let's see if I can show you. Let's try that. So yeah, you can see it's got that dried out hollow feel to it. There you go. Yeah, so I just leave that. So yeah, I'm just gonna soak this, squeeze the excess out. All right, I'm gonna wrap it around that guy, and then I'm gonna stick it into this Starbucks cup, and I'll probably just put it by the window with the rest of these Monsteras. All right, so I replanted this one in here. You can see it's kind of warm because I had the distilled water that I boiled in the pot, mixed with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, and yeah, so I'm gonna put it up right by that window over there to get the most light. I re-soaked my moss here, peat moss and perlite, back into this tank, and then I'm gonna, as you can see, these yeah, there's that one right there. It's starting to stick out, so it's growing, but it's just, yeah, the tip's still hard, so it's not rotting anymore. This thing used to be a larger plant, but it had a ton of roots, but they were also rotting, and we just kept picking at it. Like this one here, it's soft, it's black, so it's I should probably cut that off, but no progress in this thing anymore, or not yet, or no progress in this yet that I'm seeing. There's little bumps that are kind of showing on the side, so I don't know if that's something starting to grow or not, but yeah, so that's just I'm gonna cut off this part of this part that's rotten still, and then I'll stick it back in. This thing, it doesn't seem like it's rotting anymore, so I'm not gonna cut any more off of it. So I'm just gonna stick it back in, bury the roots in the moss, and hope for the best, and then keep the light on it 24/7, and then next week see if there's any more progress. So I just like to say that I'm by no means any kind of expert on growing these plants. I'm just researching, see what works, and giving them a try and see what kind of progress I get. What might work for me might not work for you, so it's you can give it a try and see if it works, and if it doesn't, try something else, and yeah, and changing the squeezing out all the extra moisture out of the moss and re-soaking it with new fresh stuff, just so it's not, what do you call it, stagnant water, that will rot your plant even more, I guess. But yeah, so new distilled water, new hydrogen peroxide. I'm doing it once, renewing everything once a week, and then sticking it upstairs by my window. It's this side is facing the sunrise, so it gets the most morning light, and sunset is the opposite side of the house. So when I get home from work, there's a whole, it's pretty bright in the other room back there, and yeah, I might turn that room into a plant room maybe. I'm not too sure, but it's right now it's just a computer room. So yeah, anyways.